Welcome, everyone. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy. I'm here doing another Powered Cube draft on Arena. Unfortunately, yesterday's video, I never hit record for some reason, so we missed out on a four-piece of Power deck. It was a lot of fun, and unfortunately, you'll never get to see it. Also, unfortunately, we don't have any power. I do see a Strip Mine. I see an Oculus. Voice of Victory. I think Strip Mine is not only the most powerful, but also the most open card. I would hate to say, like, take an Oculus and then next pack have, like, a Bombardiers and then kind of be torn right from the get-go. So I'm going to stay a little bit more open, take the Strip Mine. Maybe this Exploration Wheels. I know a lot of people don't like to play green. So yeah, let's take the Strip Mine and see what happens from there. Okay, there's an Urza. Oh, there's the Bombardiers. Oh man, my last stream I had a couple called shots like that as well. That's funny. Okay, well, I mean, I like the Urza, but we're gonna take the Bombardiers. I mean, that is one of the best cards in this cube. I wouldn't mind a Sentinel on the wheel if we take the Exploration and such, but I think we're just gonna try to go maybe a Boros aggro strategy from here. Okay, I mean, there is a Boros land. There is a Lotus Petal, which could help accelerate us. Something I do like about the aggro decks is just getting out our 3 and 4 drops out a little bit sooner and maybe under a counter spell. If someone taps out thinking maybe they won't have a powerful 3 drop and then we play a 4 drop when they're not expecting it, I kind of like. If this was a Sacred Foundry, I think I would take it, but I think I'm going to stick with the Petal for now. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but that's okay. Speak of the devil. Okay, there is a Flash here as well, but... Oh, and a Path. Interesting. There's enough here that could wheel. This Quarry Steel Cutter I really like too. But I want to take the Sacred Foundry. We already passed a red-white land, so I would hate for it to not come back. So I'm just going to make sure that we have decent mana. I'm going to take that. Plus, now any white or red touching fetch is just going to be great for us. I'll admit, and we don't have to go an aggro strategy, of course, but it looks like we're leaning towards that a little bit. It's not one of my favorite archetypes, but, I mean, it's good. In my personal paper vintage cube, one of my buddies, Lee Webb, he loves drafting the red decks in that, and he always does well. It's very impressive. Let's see here. Okay. What does this do? When it enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature. Okay. And you can transform it. Alright. I don't hate a Fiery Islet. I don't hate a Chrome Host Seed Shark, but I don't think we're going to be able to trigger this as much. Tribal Flames may not be that great for us. It's going to be a 2-mana shock unless we get a Triome land. Portable Hull's fine as well. We can exile something and maybe pitch it later on if we don't care about the thing that we exile coming back. There is a Revoker. I want to try this new card. I've never played with this card, and I want to try it. And of course, we're not even through the first 8 picks of pack 1, so we could be playing something completely different still, but like an Underworld Breach. That's not a bad one. Now, I do like this Hollowed Fountain. Oh, there's an Inspiring Vantage. Hollowed Fountain would let us transform this Sky Sail. It's also probably less likely to come back around. I don't see any other spells. I mean, we have the Lotus Petal. I think I should just take the Underworld Breach, and if we do get a Brain Freeze, I mean that's a pretty good combination. You can recast the Lotus Petal, generate a bunch of Storm, Brain Freeze, mill your opponent out. I want to take this. Maybe we go back to playing a vintage deck, just with a broadside Bombardiers in it. Okay, so here I don't hate an Overlord. Not really interested in a Dress Down. I do like Retrofitter Foundry. I just don't know how good it's going to be in this deck. I do think it's better than Overlord. So I almost don't like this Underworld Breach coming up because it makes me want to lean towards this Retrofitter Foundry. But Overlord can just be an incredibly strong 4-drop. Okay, so yeah, it does have to be a creature for you to sacrifice it to the Bombardiers. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I'm so sorry. So we're just going to get neither. Oops, I didn't mean to get rid of that. Okay, here's a Rabble Master. This isn't the end of the world. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rabble Master. I don't like that we're passing 2 blue-white lands, but Rabble Master is nice because you can make the token, attack with it, and pitch it to the broadside. Okay, here's an Abrade. I like that as removal. I also like Witch Enchanter, though. They both kind of do the same thing, but this can kill a creature, so I'm going to take the interaction. There could have been a worse auto pick. That's the second time I've done that. I need to stop switching back and forth. Okay, here's another red-white land. This is a red-white-green land, but this one comes into play untapped, and right now I'm not really interested in playing green. This would be nice, but I'd rather just take the red-white land. We don't have any white spells yet, but okay. So this did come back around. Now there is a blue-red land here. I want to take this. I'm only going to play this Breach if... Oh my gosh, Corey Steelcutter. That or Thalia. I would only play the blue to flip this, or if I get like Brain Freeze probably, but I want to take this. Hopefully we get some more interactive spells. Okay, so we still get a blue-white land if we want it. That's actually kind of nice. Sure, we'll take the Bloodbraid. We'll take the Elf. Oh my gosh, a Black Lotus. Lovely. This is my first Black Lotus. It was not one of the 4 pieces of power I drafted last time that you guys will not get to see. So we're obviously taking the Black Lotus. I am making sure that it is selected. I'm just looking to see what else to kind of pay attention to. Alright, yeah, Mind Collapse would not be a bad one to come back. I am glad that we have a couple actual Mountain Duel lands to go with that. Malcolm wouldn't be terrible if we wanted to play blue, but like I said, unless we get Brain Freeze or just a free blue-white land or blue-red land, I'm probably not going to play it. So yeah, we're going to take this Black Lotus and be very happy. So I really hope we get a Brain Freeze now, because that's just going to be absolutely insane with this Underworld Breach. Okay, there's a Tameo, and that is a reason to play blue. Oh, here's a Gut, though. Gut is incredible. Gut is another thing. If you stack the triggers right, can turn Rabble Master tokens into 4/1s. It can turn the monks into 4/1s. I do like Mixed Boot, do not get me wrong, but I mean a turn 1 Gut off of a Lotus, that's nothing to scoff at. Force of Will is a notable pass. Thundering Falls, obviously. The Misty Rainforest, if we decide to go blue, is a notable pass. But yeah, let's just take this gut. Maybe one of these days we'll get a white card, or we can just be mono, of course. Okay. Here's a Robber. A Fractured Identity is a great card. Not necessarily what we're looking for, though. Here's a River Pyre Verge. Oh, is that a FOMO? It is a FOMO. I don't think we're going to trigger Delirium a whole lot, so I think I'm going to pass it for now. And I think I'm just going to take this Robber. I think that's just the best card for us right now. I would love some white payoffs, and there is one right there. I do love a Dak Faden, but we're already set up for white, and we're still not guaranteed to see a Brain Freeze. If it's opened, I believe we'll get it, because there's not any reason. I have all the enablers with it. I guess I don't have Lion's Eye Diamond, but I have the rest of them. So yeah, we're going to take Comment and finally get paid off for being aggressive on these red-white lands. Okay, there's a Flooded Strand. That is a red-white touching land. Plus, it's can get an island if we decide to play island. Prismatic Ending is not the greatest. Days would be a decent wheel if we do play more Jeskai or red-blue. But, I mean, clearly we're going to take the Flooded Strand here. Okay, there's another white touching fetch. A Volcanic Island would be nice. I think with Flooded Strand, like specifically, like if we took Marslats and this was a Flooded Strand, I might be more interested in a Volcanic Island, but Currency Converter's not bad, but I really just want to have perfect mana and be able to cast all of our spells. Lightning Helix I'm not necessarily interested in. A Kellen. Okay, so this just gets bigger. It is a 1-drop. It is something that can go into, help us into our gut chain, so to speak. Not opposed to a March. A Batterskull would be decent if we were able to be lucky enough to pick up a Stoneforge. I'm just going to take the red card. Okay, here's a Jit. Here's a Unholy Heat. What is this? Hired Claw. Whenever you attack with one or more lizards this turn, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Okay, so it's just another 1-drop aggressive creature. I think I'm going to go with the removal spell or the Jit. Jit's a lot. The problem with Jit is that it's a lot of mana to invest. And this can help kill Planeswalkers. So I'm going to go with the Unholy Heat here. Okay, the Mind Collapse did wheel. Flicker Wisp. We do have, if it wasn't for these fetches and so many red-white fetchable lands, I wouldn't even consider Flicker Wisp, but no, I think I am going to stay true and take the Mind Collapse. Okay, a Luminarch Aspirant or a Blade Splicer. I think I like the 2-drop better than the 3-drops. Our 3-drops are kind of getting clunky, and I'm never in a world going to play Blade Splicer over any of these other 3, so let's just take the Luminarch. Okay, so it's Get Lost versus Verge. I think, so this does kill Planeswalkers. I have 10 seconds. I'm going to take this as a blue land in case we get that Brain Freeze. I would really hate if we never ended up with blue mana. Okay, this is another tough one. Dak Faden to help find our answers. Monastery, Swift Spear, or Ghostfire Slice. If we play blue, I'm just going to play the Brain Freeze. I think this is a bit too cute. Alright, well, we're going to take the red-black land, I think. I'm not going to play the other 2. I'd rather have the fixing just in case. Okay, that's a free Lightning Helix. Just checking. Okay, no other pieces of power. This does not touch our duels. Legioned Extruder. I like this. It can shock something, and you can turn other artifacts into 3/3s. We don't have a lot of those. But this can come down, kill something, and then we can sack it to Gut or Bombardiers later. I don't hate that. These two are kind of replaceable, the Galvanic Blast and the Kimono. So I'm gonna take this. If this was a pod draft where we played each other within the pod, I would probably take this Oko. But since it's not, there's no reason to hate draft. I wouldn't mind having Meticulous Archive Wheel if we get the Brain Freeze. Okay, this is a fantastic pack for us. The Isotil did come around eventually if we were a green deck. And we did see the Fast Bond and Exploration as well, but obviously we are not about that life with this current draft. Yeah, I think it's NT here. I would love a Frantic Search. Frantic Search is another way you can abuse Brain Freeze and Underworld Breach without like a Lotus Petal or Black Lotus effect. But we don't even have a Brain Freeze yet, so we're going to take the NT. Oh, I saw these and got excited. There is a Tinker I don't think we're interested in. A Wheel of Fortune we could be. A Death Greeters champion we could be. But we have 2 zeros to get with the Urza Saga. I'm not going to take the Death Greeters champion here, but I would be excited to get it back. These are the kind of cards I normally like to draft. But yeah, we're going to take the Urza Saga here. I think our mana is good enough to support another colorless land along with the Strip Mine. Okay, so this is pick 4, so we're halfway through. So this could also get us an island if we decide to play the Brain Freeze along with this. But this, at least, I think I'm going to go with the Fabled over the Steam Vents. It's still a blue source. The Flooded Strand could still get a basic island. This could get a basic island. But if it doesn't, then this is still just a blue or a red-white land. Wouldn't mind a wheel for... I mean, Parallax Wave is just... Alright, you guys can stop screaming at me. I'll take the Parallax Wave. I didn't notice it at first. Okay. Oh, there's a Stoneforge Mystic. It can get us the Steel Cutter. What is this? Oh, this is another tax effect card. Oh, a Lelia. Lelia sounds perfect. We don't have a lot of instants and sorceries or non-creature spells, really, to go with this. I'm gonna take the Lelia. That is definitely a 3-drop I'm willing to play. We don't need to take the red-white tap land there either, which is nice. Oh, a Pyrokinesis and a Flame Slash. Oh my gosh, the Brain Freeze. Okay, I doubt these are the last cards in the pack. It's probably going to be the Scavenging Ooze. But I mean, yeah, we're gonna play this Brain Freeze. We did take a blue land. That might be a trap, but I'm here to have fun. Alright, here's another red-white land. Oh, and a Fire Blast. This is also another way to get more cards in the yard to start our Brain Freeze chain. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, there's a Pentad Prism, but is that really worth it? Pentad Prism is nice for Gut, and I think because we have Gut and Bombardiers, actually, this might be worth playing as a blue source. Oh, and a blue-white land wield, the Meticulous Archive, fantastic. I wouldn't mind playing an Enlightened Tutor. I really wouldn't, but we're just going to take the fetchable blue-white land. I am so excited to play this deck. Nova Hellkite. Oh, okay. That's a nice one. Also, we can always sack this too later. What does this do? Enters, discard up to 2 cards, and draw that many cards. Okay, this helps us find our combo, so let's take that. Okay, Wheel of Fortune also helps us find our combo and refill. As much as I love Death Greeters Champion, I would love to Brain Freeze people, so we're going to take that as well. Well, we got a playable versus non-playables. Okay, we can play all of these technically. I'm going to take the Channeler. I don't want to. Oh my gosh, these were both in. I guess I miscounted. I thought there was only one of these coming back. We have so many red cards. I am going to take the Pyrokinesis. That'll really help bust the mirror matches open. Okay, so our white splash is basically free, so I can still afford to play this Parallax Wave, even if it's one of the only blue cards left. Our blue splash, however, is not free, so let's just put that over there. All right, I'm glad I took that Lotus Petal now. It's just another way to combo. Okay, so this is best of one, so sideboard cards aren't really all that great. All right, so I do like the Pentad Prism. I don't hate the Reckoner. Okay, so these are basically lands. How many lands do we have? Excuse me. We have 17 lands. So one of these is instantly cuttable. We're only going to play one island. And I'm only going to play the one island because I believe it's the only untapped fetchable blue source that we have. Yes. And I'm really excited about this Urza Saga pick now that we have both of these to go along with our Brain Freeze. Okay. I don't have to play the Strip Mine anymore, but I think I'm still going to. Our mana is just really good. I can't see why we wouldn't want to play it. Okay, so I need to make some more cuts. I really need to trim down. So I'm going to cut this. I would like to try it out. It does seem decent, but I'm just scared that it could hit one of our combo pieces, and I really don't want to do that. Legion Extruder is also not that exciting in this deck, so I think we can cut that. Kind of the same with Quarry Steelcutter. I mean, so Quarry Steelcutter kind of goes off if we get to do the thing with Underworld Breach. But if we're doing the thing with the Underworld Breach, it's kind of a win more. I think we can afford to cut the Lauren. Oh, I meant to put this in my sideboard already. Okay, so we need one more cut. I want to try the Tursa. I've been told it's pretty good. I've never played with it yet. I don't think this card existed the last time I updated my cube. Maybe it did. I'm not familiar with these sets. Most of my expertise, if you will, comes from Vintage and then Vintage Cube. Okay, I think I'm going to cut the Monastery Mentor. So, alrighty. So that is... We're treating the Lotus Petal as a spell. Black Lotus as a land. 16 lands. Alrighty, yep, let's try this. I am excited. I hope we just get the Brain Freeze someone at least once. Just one time. I'll be happy with one time. I hope it's all the time. I mean, yeah. Turn one, Kellen and Rabblemaster. That seems good. We're going to keep that. We even have a Mind Collapse. If we want it. Oh, we can Strip Mine first. Let's do that. Just keep them off their mana as long as possible. Okay, I was gonna say when they paused, I was like, I hope they don't have a crop rotation. Okay, so if we play this now, okay, yeah, no, we're not. We're just not gonna play that now. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go to combat. Attack with everything. This is a very fast clock. Play the Kellen. We can only sack a mountain for this on our turn, but we can still do it at instant speed. So if they flash in a blocker, we can still deal with it. Okay, we're okay with that. Alright, we do have a bunch of lands. So here, I'm just going to play this Urza Saga post... No, we can pump this first. I'm going to go ahead and play it. I would hate if we hit one of our combo pieces, but this is so weird. Oh, I didn't pump it. I am so dumb. I don't know why I didn't pump that. I just did it in my head and not physically. So, but it's pumped now. There we go. Or I say pumped, leveled up, whatever terminology you want to use. But as I was saying, it's so weird that the sagas come over here. Even though it's a land. Okay, animate dead. Okay, we can mind collapse that if we want, which I think we're going to. Or we can just make a couple constructs. Let this hit us for one. Yeah, we can wait a turn. They were able to answer our board, unfortunately. We still have a pedal to get. I'm glad it holds priority. Okay. So let's play this Sacred Foundry. I guess there's not really... Let's play the Sacred Foundry. Let's mind collapse this. Hope that they can't return it. And see if they want to trade. Okay, they do. I could wait, but then they're going to get another clue, and I think I value the trade over the other clue. Oh, they have another reanimate spell. Okay. Fair enough. Ooh, an Unholy Heat. Okay. I like that. Lelia, whatever we play, it's going to get exiled, unfortunately, but we're not going to not play Lelia here. Hopefully you don't have a Caracas. Okay, that's probably going to trade with our Lelia, unfortunately. Oh, now they get to choose. Yeah, let's do that. And who knows, maybe we get a 1-mana removal spell. Okay, we got a land off of it. I don't hate that. Oh, and that's a man land they could play. I'm glad they're not getting that. Oh, yeah, we can just play this. Although I don't want to draw lands. So I'm going to sacrifice it. And then now we can attack with the 4/4 if they don't play anything. Okay, that's a Raphelos. Oh, it's a Comet. Okay, let's Comet. This is a really fun card. It is weird that it uses a D20 style die to roll a D6, but... Okay, so this is... I'm sorry. Deals combat damage. Okay, yeah, or deals damage. So yeah, let's deal damage to this. Or, oh no, was I supposed to just kill them? Oh, or player. I am so sorry. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know why I didn't just hit them. Or, yeah, because it would have done 5, I think. Yeah, that was a huge punt. That was another punt, unfortunately. I didn't read that it dealt to player. This was probably lit up, but I saw the 2 creatures lit up. Okay, this does have haste, but let's see what this does first. Oh, a 6. Now we get to activate it twice. Fantastic. Okay, 3. That we get something back. I mean, we could just take the haster back. Or we can just take the removal spell. Hit them with this. Oh, I know, yeah, we take this, we play this. Okay, yeah, I think I see the line. So kill this. We should be able to play this. Crew, and then attack for 4. There we go. Yeah, they should have already been dead, of course, but, you know, at least we got there. I'm allowed to make mistakes. Plus, we won't make that mistake again. It's been so long since I played with Comet. I forgot it could hit players. All right, well, that was a nice win. Our opponents had a lot of interaction, but we were still able to beat through. Okay, so this is turn 1 Dragon Rage into... Oh, no, I can't turn 2 Lightning Helix. But I can play a Bank Buster. Yeah, this seems fine. I could also just play this Celestial Colonnade first, but if they play a creature, I'm gonna probably play the Colonnade first. If they don't play a creature, I'll probably play the Dragon Rage and try to get some chip damage in. I am really happy we have an untapped red-white land. Okay. So that helps us out a lot. The untapped land, play the channeler. We can go in a couple different directions here. Either way, I'm glad we have 3 untapped lands in a row. Okay, Comet's a nice one. They're probably a control deck. Let's... So even if we play Reckoner, we're probably gonna play Tursa the next turn, and I really want to be able to play Comet on curve. So actually, I think I'm just gonna attack, give them less information as possible, and then just play the Celestial Colonnade tapped. That way we can go Tursa into Comet. And since we have a blue source now, I'm probably looking to discard the island, maybe the Reckoner. Okay. Yeah, let's just play this Tursa. Okay, so it looks like they don't have anything. This is tough. I think I'm going to discard the Corey. This is still interaction, and I want to play Comet next turn. Ooh. Okay, that doesn't do anything now. Yeah, unfortunately, it's still just artifacts. Yeah, Tursa seems sweet. I definitely should consider putting this in my paper cube. And so far, our opponent hasn't done anything. I do believe they mulliganed. I kind of wish they just played Wrath of God here. Okay, the balance is close enough. I'm going to pitch probably the Lotus and the Flooded Strand. Oh yeah, they even have to give up a land. Choose 3 cards to keep. So definitely, and I think I do want the spell. Oh, now you have a counter spell? Memory lapse, hopefully? Nope, spell pierce. Okay, that makes sense. So, because we played creatures the entire time beforehand. Okay. Okay. So, unfortunately, they are going to tick up, which gets us out of that range. But this does... Mind Collapse can kill it. So, hopefully they play a tap land or no land at all. Their Spell Pierce is already gone, though, so I don't know how many answers they have to Mind Collapse. And I'm just going to hard cast this, of course. Oh, okay. If they want to flash that back right now, I'm A-okay with that. Another land isn't bad because Celestial Colonnade is a card. I think this is better than a random. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm just going to hard cast this. I hope they don't have I hope that they don't have Manatide as their last card. Okay, awesome. No more Dak Faden for you. That's going to encourage them to Echo, and I'm okay with Echo. I mean, I have so many small drop creatures. It's very easy that we could go double threat, maybe even get back the Corey Steel Cutter and trigger that. Also, it's probably going to be more lands for our Celestial Colony to start attacking. I really hope that they Echo. Oh, okay. Is that because they're going to Echo? They just want to get the land out now? Nope. Okay, so do they have like a Delve spell here? They're probably Treasure Cruising or Dig Through timing. They keep messing with their yard, and I don't think that they'd be messing with their yard if they're gonna Echo. Okay, it was a Treasure Cruise. Looks like they're tapping out for it almost. Okay. Well, that is nice because we are going to get to trigger the robber now. Hopefully we hit something good off of it. Counterspell. Okay. I mean, Counterspell, if we get to attack, it can protect a spell that we're trying to resolve, like maybe a gut. They did just Treasure Cruise, so they probably shouldn't Echo right after a Treasure Cruise. And they did get rid of some really good spells. So if they do Echo, okay. So their Treasure Cruise just basically didn't do anything. I am going to fire this off now. It turns down our interaction, but I don't have much. And I'd rather just get the value of burning them out. And of course we redraw it, which is nice. So if they tap out and don't answer or play to the board, they could be dead here. I don't know if I would go for it yet. But because of the Lotus, we could activate, attack for 6, and then finish burning them out with Lightning Helix. I think the smarter play, unless they do just tap out, in which case I will force them to have one of the Force of Will effects. I'll probably just play the Reckoner and go from there. Shocking this into play the previous turn was kind of crazy, in my opinion. It looks like they do have a lot of things to think about. Okay, a Bitter Triumph pitching a land. That is okay with me. I could consider Black Lotusing to get out into attack with Colonnade. Ooh. Okay. Let's play this. I'm going to play around like a mana leak here. Let's play Comet. They can't have Counterspell because it's exiled, and they don't have the double blue. I'm hoping that they just have Mana Leak, and maybe they're realizing, oh, I have a Black Lotus in play. That's probably what was happening here. Let's roll another 6. Or roll another 6. That was a 4. There's a choose a creature or player. Okay. Um. Oh, this seems. I'm just gonna go for it. I can always do stuff next turn if they're not dead. We can pay for the mana leak. Okay, good game. Maybe it was mana leak. Okay. Maybe they're just trying to do their spell count for their achievements or whatever. Showing me a mana drain or mana vault, I mean. Okay, awesome. Great comment. Comment is fantastic. I was hoping that Brain Freeze would be winning us a lot of games, but it seems like Comet, even through my punting, has been picking up the slack. Comet's a good boy. All right, going into round 3. 2-0 so far. Hopefully we can draw more Black Lotuses. I go first. I don't like this hand, but I have lands and spells, and I can cast everything. So if I had more Moxen in my deck, I could consider it, but I think I'm just going to keep this. And maybe we can Lightning Helix something into a Goblin Rabble Master. The nice thing about this is that we could just play a Sacred Foundry tapped. These are cool sleeves. Inquisition. Okay, that's not good. At least we have redundant cards. Excuse me, we have 2 2-drop removals and 2 3-drop threats. I do think they should probably take the Tursa here for multiple reasons. The fact they can get cards back, but also its card selection. But the Rabble Master hits harder faster, so it's not a gimme. Alright. Hopefully they play a creature here we can abrade and then Goblin Rabble Master. Okay, nope. They're probably just leaving up removal for the Goblin. It is not ideal, but we're not going to not play it. Okay, so they didn't have removal, it looks like. That is good news, because now moving forward, we can keep the board clear and attack with the Rabble Master. Oh, do they have a 3-drop removal? They're just checking it out, maybe? Maybe they had sorcery speed removal, like the enchantment. I forget what it's called, the adventure enchantment, I think. It's like -3/-3, gain 2, or -2/-2, gain 3, something like that. Nope. And Black Lotus, right, not on time. In case we need both pieces of removal, let's just play this. It's kind of free. I'm probably going to crack it post-combat. You could argue that I should crack it now, in case I hit like a comet. Okay. Yep. Not ideal. Okay, but they did do that before, so maybe I'm going to crack this now. And let's hit a comet. That is an Urza Saga that doesn't do anything currently. I'm just going to keep the Black Lotus in hand. They don't look to be a draw 7 style deck. They could, of course, have actual Wheel of Fortune, but well, let's just attack for 1. Leave up the removal spells. I don't want to play this Black Lotus and have them interact with it yet. Okay, we could play a 5-drop now. Maybe a dragon. Yep, Glorybringer. This isn't the dragon I was thinking of. I was thinking of the one that makes treasures, but I mean, that's okay with me. We can just Mind Collapse it now. Yep. I'm glad that they didn't exert this. Okay, well, now our Urza Saga doesn't get anything, unfortunately. Let's just kill this. Let's attack for 1. And I am going to play the Black Lotus now to leave up a Braid. I don't think it's worth playing Black Lotus and Lotus Petal to leave up the Lightning Helix, but Ooh, Fable. Okay. I think I'm going to Lightning Helix that, depending on what I draw. Yeah, Lightning Helix. Okay, so I could actually... So if they attack... The difference between 5 and 6 mana, they could... I don't know if Inferno Titan's in the deck. I know Grave Titan... I say deck, the cube. I know Grave Titan is. But if they have a Grave Titan... Yeah, as soon as I sack an artifact, I have this to kill the Grave Titan. So instead, I'm actually just going to play Lotus Petal. And leave up activation. They do get to discard, unfortunately. I can't interact with the actual Fable itself. Okay. That's a cool one. Maybe they won't pay attention, or maybe they just really want the artifact. I'm going to make this now. I really wish we had a Fable. Yep, do they have a 3-drop to play? Oh, a Toxic Deluge. Okay, so they know we have the Abrade. Yeah, no, not going to complain. Well, this isn't going to get anything, so I think it's kind of mandatory in order to get another threat on board. We'll just play this. And keep on trucking. Yep. Deep Cavern Bat, that's fine. I don't care which one of these they remove. I kind of hope they remove the Unholy Heat. Dang. Maybe they heard me. Okay, looks like they are flooding. That's unfortunate. We are going to go ahead and just kill both their things now. And now it's a race. And we have a colonnade. I don't know if Chain Lightning was good for them there. I'm certainly not upset that we had to crack our Lotus for that. Also, we have so many cards in our graveyard that a Underworld Breach off the top would actually be really nice for us. Hopefully they downtick. No, alright. They do know about this, of course, so... This goes to 5? Yeah, so unfortunately, unless we get like a Corey Steelcutter, we're not going to be able to kill that this turn. Ooh, but Bombardiers can. That was a nice one. So now we can... We have to attack this with everything, unfortunately. And then we're going to activate this, target, sacking this.
Guess you don't need me anymore.
So now we just want threats. We just want creatures and artifacts to start throwing with Bombardiers. Hopefully, it doesn't seem to be a land. Okay. We're okay with a Hired Claw. So they can do this at instant speed. But they can only do it once because they only have one red. Oh, only if an opponent lost life this turn, and only once each turn if able. Okay, so let's do this first. Let's see what they hit, because they can't kill our creature unless I misread that. Okay. So this is 4 damage. And then this finishes them off. Good game. Bombardiers there was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Comet got to take a break that game. Don't want our dog to overexert himself. Alright, so 3-0, I believe. Have not seen a breach or a brain freeze. It would be nice to execute that combo. But just like that last game, even just a breach off the top there would have been nice. We would have been able to cast a couple spells. This hand does not seem fantastic. Yeah, this I think is going to be a mulligan. We can't even like turn 2 Pentad Prism and get double counters, which would be a reason to keep. Plus we have Black Lotus in our deck. Like let's just mulligan, see what we can get here. Okay. I don't hate this. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think we're supposed to bottom a land. And if we bottom a land, is it Sunbaked or is it Verge? I'm definitely going to keep. I could see bottoming the Brain Freeze just because it doesn't do anything unless we have the other one. We also have fetches, so we can technically get it back. Let's just do that. If this was best of 3 and we knew our opponent was a control deck, we could consider keeping it. And just casting it end of turn when they've played a bunch of spells and try to get them naturally. But it's probably the Verge that we were supposed to get rid of if I did keep the Brain Freeze. But either way, we're going to start us off with a Elegant Parlor, of course. That's straight to the bottom. Straight to jail. Do not need a mountain for many reasons. It wouldn't be the most exciting draw in the world, but I wouldn't hate a Black Lotus here just because it allows us to go Corey Steelcutter, Black Lotus, trigger. And then the following turn we can double spell again. Okay. Probably going to leave up one of the removal spells for that now. Instead of just playing the Corey Steelcutter. Oh! Oh man, I wish there was a reason for them to do that main phase. Or on my turn, I mean, not main phase, because then I can get both. But I think I'm just going to hold strong. It looks like we might be playing a mirror. It would have been nice. We did have a chance to get a Smuggler's Copter, technically, during our draft, but I chose not to. Saheeli. Okay, Saheeli is annoying. Luckily, Pyrokinesis can kind of clean up Saheeli. Oh, are they not gonna... Are they not gonna activate? Maybe they forgot. I'm just gonna get rid of their card advantage engine now. Oh, okay, there's a Comet Pup for next turn. I'm gonna leave up the Abrade for the smuggler. I'm not going to select over the smuggler. One of the things this client does, if you're not familiar with it, is that, like, see how it kind of lit up a little bit? That's because they chose over it. It kind of tells your opponent what you're thinking about sometimes. Sometimes, you just point just because. That's a 4/5, but it's being warped, I think. I wish it showed. I mean, they tapped 3 mana, so I can only imagine that it's being warped. Okay, now it shows that it's warped. That's weird. Yep. Oh. Let's just do this now. It does have haste, so they're still going to be able to smack me for 4. Maybe I was supposed to pitch the Corey Steelcutter to this, let them make that a 3/3 before they attack. That might have been the better line. I probably should have thought about that a little bit more. Oh, there's a broadside. Okay. I don't hate this. This isn't going to come down next turn unless they have fast mana. Let's roll 6. That is a 1. That is a couple squirrels. I do believe they have haste. Yes, they do. Alright, so no more activation of Saheeli. That's good news. Bombardier's next turn is going to be incredible with the squirrels. Elite Spellbinder's annoying because I don't know if I can still do this or not. I think I can. I think I still have to pay the 2. But and they hit the Bombardiers, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Elite Spellbinder is a nice one. Oh, the Corey. Okay. But we can still cast the Corey. That one doesn't make... I think that's the one that doesn't make any sense. Oh, a Gut. Oh. Gut might be better than Bombardiers on this exact spot. No, I think I'm going to play the Bombardiers. Okay, so if I play the Gut... If I play the Gut, I can make the guy now without having to roll a 1 or a 2 on Comet. If I play the Bombardiers, I can kill the Elite Spellbinder. They have a removal that's going to be so bad, but I'm going to play the Gut. If they attack our Comet, I don't think I care. Those are going to go there. These are going to go here. Attack. Trigger, sack this. Attack here. I don't want to pitch the Bombardiers. Yeah, you can't block there. It has Menace. Yep. We live to fight another day. Okay. I don't want to pitch the Bombardiers to Pyrokinesis, but I will if I have to. Guide of Souls, don't care. Hopefully I can just draw another red card. At this point, I might just Pyrokinesis. If I draw a red card that's not... Yeah, if I draw almost any other red card, I will kill the board before attacks. I did not. Why did they attack Comet? Okay. I think we're going to get this game. I think we're just going to smash face. This I'm not doing the math here, but I think this is lethal. I don't want to do the math here. I'd rather just make them do math. Maths for blockers. Awesome. Yep, the power of Gut and Bombardiers. I don't remember. I remember it being a not a slam dunk pick, but I am glad I took the gut over the other card I was considering. Maybe the fact that I don't remember the other card means that it was just wrong to take the other card, but all right. Well, we are 4-0. One more win and we get one of the cool new arena packs. Well, shout out again to Lee Webb. I am glad that you inspired me to play decks like this because normally this is out of my wheelhouse. Lee Webb, if you're watching, I love you, buddy. I hope you're doing better. All right. This seems like a slam dunk hand. We get to go Elegant Parlor into Urza's Saga into NT. Eventually get Lotus, and then we're just not Unholy Heat. Sorry, an Underworld Bridge away. Hopefully we draw another untapped land, and so if this is any untapped land on top, I'm keeping it. This is an untapped land on top, I'm keeping it. We can always use the Meticulous Archive to filter out lands later. I just would hate to not be able to play Broadside Bombardiers on curve if we want to. So now I can actually go Riverspire Verge NT and then play the Urza Saga into the Broadside. I don't think I'm interested in killing that at this moment. I'd rather just get down NT and see what they do. And then after I play the Urza Saga into Broadside Bombardiers, I can make tokens from there that I can sack to the Broadsides if I want to. If they do have a Path or a Swords or something, I'm hoping that they, one, do it to NT, and two, that it's a Path. Okay, Mox Sapphire. They have a Skyclave Apparition, maybe? I would definitely rather them hit the NT with that. Not willing to trade. It wouldn't even trade anyways, sorry, because this has Indestructible if you pay the 3. Giver of Runes. Okay, that one is annoying, but we can deal with it because Giver can't protect itself, so we can always kill it and then go from there. Okay, so we have a Tursa. Broadside Bombardiers is annoying here because of the first strike, but I can always sack the NT if they choose to double block. So let's do that. Now, this is discard, correct? Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. Okay, yeah, because we don't want the Brain Freeze in our hand anyways. So I am going to attack with just the Bombardiers. I don't want to have our NT eaten. This forces a double block, and then I can sack if I want. Okay, awesome. We didn't want to draw that anyways. I will sack my NT. I do think my NT is worth a Thalia and a Giver. Okay, and they seem to not want to do that. That's good news for me. I was going to say, if they attack all 3 to flip the Kytheon, I will block the Giver. Hopefully it's not a Time Walk. What does this do? Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. Okay, that's fine. Okay, these are some good draws from our opponent. Oh, Lotus Petal. Unfortunately, because of this, Lotus Petal... I'm sorry. Because of the Thalia, Lotus Petal costs 1 more. Let's play the maybe we don't play the Archive. Maybe we don't play the Urzas, or the, we don't activate Urza here. We just play the Lotus Petal and then sack it to kill the giver. Let's do that. Yeah, I want the Tursa, but if I'm just gonna discard this. Maybe we hit a land again. I just don't want to hit the Tursa, and this is gonna get us a Lotus so we can play off the Tursa next turn, anyways. Hopefully we draw a land. I would like to hit another land, but if we don't, we don't. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. That's fine, I suppose. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they're just not interested in blocking. I am going to throw the pedal at the giver and see what they do. And then if they do choose to protect something, that probably tells me the thing they care about the most, and I'll just choose to kill that. So you care about the flyer the most, probably. I mean, okay, actually, I think I'm just supposed to kill the Kytheon here. This is a close game. Next turn, I think I'm supposed to just make an Urza Saga token to throw and then play a Tursa, potentially discarding a bad draw. Of course, we get to see our draw before we decide what to do with the Urza, so if I hit like another Comet, I will probably just float the mana. As it stands, we would be able to go off if we top deck an Underworld Breach at this point, because we can... Oh, okay, well that's just going to make Tursa uncastable for now. I kind of hope we just get an Underworld Breach off the top. That would certainly be nice. Let's just do that. Get the Lotus. So we're not going to be able to grow the Bombardier. I really want to play this land. But maybe we just hit 2 lands in a row. I don't know. I do want to get them dead. I do plan on sacking this Construct to kill their Elite Spellbinder. Yeah, let's just attack with everything here. Discard this to grow. Hit here. And then let's hit this, sacking this. So they don't have the option to block, and they can't attack back. Resolve. Hopefully we hit a land with it. Okay, I don't care about exiling that. Hitting for 7, and they're potentially dead next turn. It might have been correct for me to put the counter on the NT this time, because if they have removal, they're surely going to kill the Broadside Bombardiers. So I think that time I was supposed to put the counter on the NT. Luckily, we have 5 mana now for this Tursa, which, if they do have removal, then attack all out. We might be fine. Okay, Oust isn't the end of the world, but it does make me regret not putting the counter on Inti, like I said. Ooh, March. Okay, so now Underworld Breach through the Thali attacks is not a instant win. Oh, and there's a Comet we would have slammed. So we're not dead on board, so let's attack. Oh, no. I guess we no, I guess we don't decline, because then it's just going to make us... This is not great. Well, we can't cast either of these, so we're just going to unfortunately... We're just going to unfortunately not be able to cast our Bombardiers now. If we had a third land, had I played that mountain, then the Bombardiers might have still won us this game. But I think our opponent's just going to barely eke it out. We really need to hit nothing into, like, Lightning Helix. I really think Lightning Helix being the bottom card. Or I guess, okay, they're at actual 3, so... Yeah, so they'd be at 2 right now. Yeah, so me not putting the counter here, and if this is nothing, of course, me not putting the counter here might have lost us the game. Of course, if there's a Lightning Helix on top, then none of this matters. Yeah, not putting the counter there just seems really bad right now if this isn't anything. They do have 3 lands and just didn't play anything there, but they did crack a clue, so... Yep, they block. Man, that's a tough loss, and it's all on me. Yep. I could have won this game had I just put the counter on the Inti. Alrighty, well, you win some, you lose some. At least we acknowledged how we lost that game, so we don't make that mistake moving forward. I didn't think about the counter enough until I already did it. Alrighty. One drop into 2 drop. Okay, yeah, let's do this. This hand seems very strong. Pyrokinesis doesn't seem like the worst here either. I would like to draw another red spell for it. I don't want to pitch either of these two. If they come out with a bunch of Moxen, I will probably just earmark the Wheel of Fortune for Pyrokinesis. Okay, so we did draw another card. Although they're a blue deck, so maybe... I'm just going to pitch this now. I can't imagine we're going to use it anytime soon, and of course there is a chance that we want to abrade next turn if they play like a Talisman or Mana Vault or something off the top, since they didn't have it last turn. Thundertrap Trainer, okay. Don't think that's worth abrading, but... Oh, okay. Oh, and still not an untapped land. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to combat. I'm going to try to hit a land off this Inti. We are going to diversify, of course. I don't think we need the Meticulous Archive because we have the Elegant. We already have the blue for here. If this was a Colonnade, I would keep this to activate the Colonnade, but yeah, I think we're going to go this and just try to hit an untapped land here. Let's diversify our threats. We learned that from last time. We did not. It's kind of frustrating. Oh, they scooped. Okay, I was thinking about upping this, but maybe we just want to play the Corey Steelcutter anyways. I didn't have a chance to think about it, but hey, I'll take it. We are in the money, so to speak, and we would be one away, but there's no point in dwelling on that. Obviously, I don't know what was in their hand. Maybe their hand was just not great. So maybe it's good that we didn't hit a land there, because we would have Wheel of Fortune them into a better hand, maybe. One of the good things about playing these aggressive decks, though, of course, is that it tends to go faster, which is nice. A little bit less mental energy being used. Oh. Okay, so this just looks like turn 2 Corey Steelcutter into Black Lotus. Unfortunately, it won't work the other way. Even if I go Black Lotus Steelcutter into like Unholy Heat or something, if they play a 1-drop, it's Corey Steelcutter is a second spell, so it won't resolve. But we are going to keep that. That seems fantastic. And we're probably going to play this Marsh Flats and get a Meticulous Archive with it. My turn. Never mind. We're going to play a Meticulous Archive. I guess, so we could still, we have plenty of untapped lands. We could play this and get the red-white one so that we can still leave up, oh no, because we have Sacred Foundry in our hand too. So we cannot leave up Unholy Heat unless we play untapped Sacred Foundry. And I'm not willing to do that, so let's just play Meticulous Archive. Do we want this? We can play it and level it up immediately, but that means we're spending our Lotus. Which I'm not a fan of. I don't hate it, though, so I am going to keep it on top, I think. It's a mana sink if we don't draw anything else after it. And the fact that it gains double strike is not nothing. We can always do that off the Black Lotus if we haven't done it by then. Okay, getting rid of a counterspell. I'm not opposed to that. Of course, they couldn't cast the counterspell without a Mox Sapphire effect. Okay. So we are going to get a Corey Steelcutter off here. It looks like, I should say. I am just going to get... Oh, no. I'm just going to shock this, actually. I would like for this to get our other land, if possible. Hopefully next turn we get to go Kaelin into Unholy Heat. I will almost kill any target, or choose any target that I can with this. That's one of them. Maybe I'll just Pyrokinesis to wrath his board, or their board. Okay, they did get rid of an Echo, unfortunately. Alright, let's do this. Ooh, a Lelia. Yeah, I think that's way better. I don't think the Unholy Heat does hit. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Unholy Heat. I might regret that later, but Pyrokinesis is just such a strong card. And we get a free Lotus Petal out of it, and they should not Echo here. And I am going to go ahead and play the Kellen, just in case they do Echo. I'd rather just get it into play, but I don't think they're going to Echo here. That does seem kind of ridiculous. If they tap out for an Echo, they better have a Lotus and a Time Walk or something. Okay, I'm ready to eat my words, Internet. Mox Time Walk? Okay. They're not dead, are they? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, they are dead. Good game. Yeah, that did seem weird. Well, that would have been a clean 7-0. All right, let's see if it's the difference between a clean 7-0 or a 6-3 finish. Of course, we have to lose twice, but still. Also, we've yet to be able to do the Underworld Breach, but you know what? That's fine. I guess I'll just take a 6-1 deck so far. Let's see. This does get the Lotus to play the Pup. Yeah, I like this. And we're on the play. So I can even go get the red-white since we have this. Lots of Marsh Flats. All right, Elegant Parlor. Into Mind Collapse. No, thank you. Let's see. Do I want to play the Saga? I think I do because I could potentially make constructs. Since I don't have another threat, I can play next turn currently. And we have 5 to their 6. Maybe they have a removal spell. What is this? Solitude, maybe? Okay, I was going to say, if it's a Solitude, that I would trade that all day. Oh, okay, so maybe next turn we can play this Thraben. That would be nice. Okay, now that they're getting mana, maybe. Like, okay, nope, just a tap land. Not even a Meticulous Archive. That's good. Okay. Speaking of the devil. So, I am going to play this to keep up Lightning Helix in case a Ambush Viper effect. If they have a removal spell, that's fine. We get to just Urza Saga. So now the question here is it worth it to do the Saga or play the Thraben? And I think I like the Thraben more. I think I like the Thraben more. It's you get to play this, still leave up the Lightning Helix. Or I can draw a card. It still puts a threat on board. And I can always make a construct if I really want to afterwards, because I can get a Lotus if we find like an untapped land and still play the Comet. Okay, I am glad I played the Thraben because I am going to kill this. They have a Daze here. It's going to be kind of annoying because I don't want to pitch the Pup, I mean. Okay. A Johnny. Okay. Pyrokinesis does kind of deal with that, luckily. Hopefully I draw a red spell. I would love to draw a red spell here, please. Okay, I did draw a red spell. Not an untapped land, though, so I'm just going to float. Get the Lotus. I think I'm going to start... Actually, I'm going to play this first to just get maximum information. Alternate cast on these. Let's see where this goes. Okay, that's good news for us. And then I might just brain freeze them. I don't know. We definitely want to... Oh, that's right. Yep. Lotus can't crack for red and white at the same time. Alright, get some dudes. What's the storm count on this? 2, so this would mill for 9. I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather just crack this. Plus, you know, they don't know about this. Okay, I don't hate an NT. Quantum Riddler, okay. I think I can warp this. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Okay, I'm okay with either one of these, honestly. Yep, let's just see if we rip the Underworld Breach now. Opponent is thinking, maybe they have a lightning bolt or something. Or a chain lightning. Oh, Solitude. Okay, we're okay with that. Yep, they don't want me to have their Riddler. Let's activate. Maybe we'll hit a 6. A 3. Okay, is that the one where we regrowth? Yes. I mean, it's Lightning Helix versus Urza's Saga. I think I like getting the threats down more. Plus, this lets me play an Inti. I can pitch the Brain Freeze. Yeah, thanks to Tursa and like Inti and stuff. I'm gonna put it here because I don't want them to block the Thraben. And put it in their yard. Okay, and that seems like the one you're not supposed to. No, maybe okay. Maybe it doesn't matter. I'm honestly not sure. I don't care to do the math. Oh man, that's brutal. Yep, they make 2 squirrels. Luckily, we have trample. Okay, strip mine. Yeah, because I just want to make the constructs. I don't know how much this colonnade will matter versus this strip mine. I don't think the strip mine's going to matter. I'd rather keep the colonnade. Now, I'm going to put it here so that they can't double block and kill the Inti. Double block there, that's fine. Play this, and I can make 2 constructs. Yep, don't roll a 6. Okay, 2 more squirrels, that's fine. We have trample. Adeline. Okay, so that's just a free attack with one of the squirrels now, I think. Hopefully they don't. Okay. Oh, I should have floated. Why didn't I float? Edward, why didn't you float? Okay, so I could put it on NT, which forces the Adeline block, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that. I mean, the Dragon Rage is already lethal, so, like, let's at least get rid of the Adeline if they do have a Dragon Rage, or if they do handle the Dragon Rage. Yep. Yep. Alright, yeah, so if I would have just, did what I said, if I would have just floated, we would have won. If we draw an untapped land, we still win. 5. So that's damage, yeah. That's fine. Untapped land here, we win. Kytheon's not a bad one. Come on, just untap land. That's unfortunate. Maybe they'll tap below 3. I should have done the Abrade before. That was another misplay.
The gods of this world are worthy of service.
Okay, this has to no. Oh yeah, this has to target a creature to attack Gideon. Okay. Let's just kill this now. Alright, there's an untapped land. Let's hope they don't have removal. Alright, we got there. Even through my blunders. Alright. Well, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's look at this deck. So, if we remember, we did lead off with the Strip Mine Pack 1. Pack 1, Pick 1. I am glad that I took that because it made me feel a lot better taking the Broadside Bombardiers and just leading down this path. We never, unfortunately, saw the Underworld Breach, which is kind of sad, but I mean the deck was very strong. I think we saw Parallax Wave once, and I think we mulliganed it. But it turns out when you have Black Lotus and you cast 3 drops, it's pretty strong. We never got to Wheel of Fortune or anything. There's not much to say about this deck. It's pretty streamlined. I don't know. I don't think it's worth. We don't have the blue sources to really make Enduring Curiosity count. Lauren of the Third Path is plausible, but I don't like it over any of these other 3s. I am glad that we played the Tursa, of course. You could argue that we don't want the basic island and just play another, and just play a Plains or something. Unfortunately, we do want to activate our Colonnade. But there's the Urza Saga was nice. I'm glad we had it. producing a couple extra threats. Pup was fantastic. I love this card. It did almost lose us the game because of the fractured identity, but we never would have been put in that position had I just activated the colonnade like I should have. So, but yeah, that'll wrap it up for this one. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.